right there. Like, is this birds or is that a tornado?
That's a tornado right here.
I see it, I see it. That's a honker. Let me get my car.
Drive straight. You can drive straight.
Yeah, I'm driving straight over this hill. You can hear it. Charlie!
You go first.
I'm going. Okay, let's go. It's gonna hit this town. It's gonna hit this town.
I saw stuff starting to go up towards the air, which is usually a bad sign, and things just swirling in the air. That's where I got away from the window, went in the basement.
Tornado just formed here. Right here. Good morning from my favorite place in the world, probably. We're on Deep Lake, central Wisconsin, Adams County. I'm on vacation today, but the weather is begging for my attention here. We've got one of my favorite summertime setups. We've got an MCV generated by thunderstorms in the Dakotas yesterday that is drifting toward the Midwest. This is something that I've enjoyed for my whole life, is sitting on this lake, watching the western horizon, watching the horizon evolve through the day, swimming on a hot, sunny day, watching thunderstorm anvils develop over the top of the western horizon of that lake and then roll over the lake and enjoy a storm here. And so it's morning. It's a cloudy, not cool, but it's not hot and heavy. We're kind of on the north side of the baroclinic boundary today, kind of the warm front that this MCV or this little area of low pressure is going to run along. So sitting by the lake, drinking coffee, taking a look at the setup, see what we got here. So we got a slight risk. We're right here. We're in the 5% area for tornadoes. I'll show you that. 5% probability for tornadoes across southern Wisconsin, northern portions of Illinois. And if I flip on over, here's the satellite. You can find the swirl. Just let it play a couple times here. Here's that big remnant area of low pressure. Continues to drift this way. So I'm right about here. Looks like this center of low pressure is going to pass very close or maybe just south of us, and it's right on the low. Is right where I want to be. You want to tap into those thunderstorms that are literally in a spinning environment there. So they spin when they go up. You can play for thunderstorms developing a little further south into northern Illinois later on along the outflow boundary there, but you just don't have quite as much spin. So, you know, hindsight will be 20/20, but my gut says southern Wisconsin has some rotating storms moving through it today, and we're gonna try and get a look at some of those. It's about 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Leaving vacation mode to get into storm observation mode momentarily. Been hanging out at the family lake, the cabin there, swimming this morning. It takes a lot to get me to leave paradise, that being the lake there, to go off and try and mess with storms that might be finicky here. But this is kind of, honestly, it's not like it's a high risk volatile day with a big tornado outbreak forecast, but it takes a lot to get me to leave the lake to go deal with storms. And I love storms, but let's be real, like, chasing storms is a thing. It's exhausting, it's kind of frustrating. And so when I'm up here, I want to check out. This is where I come to hit the reset button, so I'm not trying to like unreset in the middle of reset. But as far as like, I think I could see a tornado if I go out the door today. This is one of the higher end situations I found myself here mid-vacation. So we've got this MCV that's coming in kind of along the Minnesota-Iowa border, pushing into southwestern Wisconsin. We've already got an arc of storms kind of forming just ahead of that. If we can get a second arc right on the low, that's probably even better here towards the early afternoon. But it's 11:30. I kind of want to drift about an hour southwest, so I got Spring Lake in my GPS right now, and then I'll look at things there. Is it going to be this lead arc? Do we get a second arc? That'll put me in position. But had a nice couple days on the lake, had a nice morning there. Sophie, she's cool with it. I was like, look, this might be one of those things where it's a summer storm and I got to go keep it honest and go look at it. She is exhausted from Yesterday was like the dream day on the lake, hot and sunny. You go down in the morning, you don't come up till the end of the day. We had dinner at like 11 o'clock last night. So everyone's tired back at the cabin, and I'm feeling a little spry. And we're gonna go drift an hour southwest of here and see what happens. Terrain's gonna be what it's gonna be. We're in Wisconsin here. There's gonna be patchy good and patchy pull your hair out, and you just hope you time it out right. Maybe storms aren't hauling and you got enough time to square it up. So we'll see what we see. Maybe a Wisconsin tornado day. Beautiful vibes out here the window right now. Blue skies shining ahead of the MCV with cumulus clouds starting to pop up. Let's go see a Wisconsin tornado. How about it? I almost wanted to say, don't you know, eh? All the other states around it and countries and whatever. Go see some tornadoes, eat some cheese curds, go back, find some new Glarus, spotted cow, and grill a steak on the lake. Make it a best day ever. People on vacation. Don't you guys know there's an MCV with rotating spuds on it 40 miles to your southwest? How can you recreate at a time like this? There really are storms that are rotating already, just like west and southwest of me, so I'm not like rushing or anything, but I'm ready to look at these storms, see what's going on underneath these couplets on radar. Coming up on noon, an early day. I think the tornadoes today are probably gonna be like between 1 to 4 p.m. Probably when this thing peaks. Storms will certainly continue on into the evening, but probably in clustered linear windbag fashion from Madison through to Lake Michigan, maybe down into Illinois. But I think we need to get on these little spuds on the first arc, take a look at them and see if a second arc is gonna materialize. But arc number 1 is rotating right now, and I'm ready to go find one of those storm bases. I had Spring Valley in my GPS. I have pivoted to Laval, which is gonna put me between 2 storms that are rotating right now, and then I can pick south or west. It's 12:23, we've got a tornado warned storm to the south. I was headed towards Spring Green, but I've rerouted towards Arena, Wisconsin, which is just east of Spring Green. Got this discrete rotating storm that's tornado warned, kind of lifting right in that area. So the GPS says I would be getting a view of that in about 30 minutes, which is both an annoying amount of time when something's tornado warned and looking good on radar, and it also should be fine if this is going to be an event that goes on for a couple hours. So 30 minutes away from getting into storm observation mode, but we're definitely in chase mode, and we've got a storm that we're rapidly trying to get towards. These cows don't even care. View of a tornado warned supercell in 30 minutes. Not a bad place to be. There's a confirmed tornado 15 miles straight south of me, coming through the town of Plain, still headed towards Arena, Wisconsin, just east of Spring Valley, but confirmed tornado kind of in Dodgeville, which almost targeted earlier, so feeling kind of dumb, feeling kind of late right now. GPS says about 10 to 15 minutes before we're squared up in the path of this ongoing tornado. Got an officer in front of me, so we will go the speed limit into the path of this tornado. Got blue skies, the backside of the anvil here on my storm that I'm approaching. The ongoing tornado would be just like at the end of this road. We're gonna go up here 4.5 more miles and then take a left and head east. Radar says this tornado might still be ongoing in there. All right, so this is where we are in the forward flank downdraft heavy precipitation region of this tornado warned supercell. The area of rotation, potential tornadoes headed right for Arena, which is 8 miles up the road. So we're gonna go east, and eventually to the right of the road here to the south, we should start to see a darker area and a rain-free base and a potential tornado. There's now multiple tornado warned storms. There's one back to my north even that I considered flinching back toward because I should have a clean view there, but the terrain I know is not quite as good. So we're gonna pick the middle of 3 tornado-warned storms right now. Hope for the best based on terrain and environment. Being kind of right in the middle. Strong right to left, which would be strong southerly right now. Tornado would be to my like southeast. So now we have westerly winds that are blowing into the action area, center of circulation. So continuing to move up here down Highway 14 toward Arena with the tornado potentially coming into Arena from the south. Nothing out there. Nothing out. Okay, getting definition. All right, there's clouds. All right, it's probably right here. Right up here. Yep, wall cloud. Wall clouds right here. Oh, right over here. Oh my God. Look at that. Tornado's got to be right in there. We'll keep going into Arena. Tornado-warned supercell coming right into town here in Arena, Wisconsin. I'm gonna stop. Where am I gonna stop? Just west of town here where I can get a view. Just get west of town here, try to find a small clearing. Wow! What a supercell. What a storm we have over here. Quite intimidating. Wants to do it right in front. What's here? Little thing coming at me. That's a tornado. Storms become high precipitation, so if there's a tornado, it's in there. Get out ahead of it. Sometimes look in the notch and see it. So let's try. It's rotating right behind me and right next to me. I'm not joking, these rain curtains are rotating around me. So we've got, the winds are going, you see the rain curtains left to right in front of me, with right to left behind me. Just waiting for the tornado to touch down basically anywhere. There it is. It's right here. There's debris going up. Right behind me. It's on that hill. Sorry, go ahead. Is that you, Charlie? Charlie! Okay. Tornado just formed here. Right here. Literally just hit these trees, hit that farm. There's a weak EF0, but we were just right by it when it touched down. Circulation continues. I'll go try and get back ahead of it. Wow. So the storm continues east. This could be a new area right here. But the little tornado we were just right by is going off into the trees to my east. I believe it's still probably down. A lot of trees here right now, unfortunately, but I do think that we've still got a tornado probably behind them. We'll get up here to Highway Y and we can take an east jog, get back towards the action area of this storm, right under the inflow tail here, around the bend here, and eventually we'll get back having a view. See some of the low hanging stuff here. Will we get a shot? No. It's big. There's a tornado right there. Like, is this birds or is that a tornado?
That's a tornado right here.
I see it, I see it. That's a honker. Let me get my car.
Drive straight. You can drive straight.
Yeah, I'm driving straight over this hill. You can hear it. Charlie!
You go first.
I'm going. Tornado right here. Go, 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 go. It's right here. Okay, let's go. It's gonna hit this town. It's gonna hit this town. Here's the whole cut. think a weak tornadic circulation continues, but you've just got the cut of a lifetime back here. Blue skies now, behind the storm, sirens sounding. I'm just so in shock I can't move. That went right through this little neighborhood and grove of trees. Final look at the storm there. Oh my gosh. What an occlusion. Look, that's the tornado. Right there, you see the funnel, like nub thing, and then it goes up to the updraft. That's the remnant circulation from the tornado. Just drifting with the storm, getting left behind. There's a new area forming up here. The darker area, that's the new updraft base. I guess we'll drift with this. There's debris falling from the sky here. You see the leaves? Some birds, and then there's debris falling from the sky here as this tornado dissipates. All right, so I'm calling the chase. Like, that's good. These storms might continue on to the east, and there's additional storms off to the south. I don't have the chance to really look at the environment and decide if I should blast that way, but I'm back at the scene where the tornado crossed the highway here, and I'm gonna get the drone in the air, see if there's anything I can do to help. I assume not, but at any rate, chase is over. We're back where this tornado crossed the highway. There's emergency vehicles up the road and everything here. Whew, that was something. All right, we'll see what's going on up here. In the damage path here, Charlie, and it looks like everything's pretty limited to trees and trees on homes and that kind of thing. A lot of uprooted trees, some siding I see ripped off the house over here, and some gutters. If you just look around though, I put the drone up, it's a lot of trees down. All right, well, Nick came over, we got another round of storms coming in, but you saw this tornado coming at you from the house here?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it from that window right there. I didn't see like the full funnel cloud, but I saw
problems.
I saw stuff starting to go up towards the air, which is usually a bad sign, and things just swirling in the air. That's where I got away from the window, went in the basement, heard it go over, and then as soon as it stopped, I came back out. It was all over in like 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah. Nick's house was fairly lucky. You could see all the tree damage over at the neighbors.
Down the block, not so much. There's huge trees uprooted.
Tornado just went right down this road, uprooting trees.
We were in the basement.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Save it quick.
Oh, look at it swirling.
Can I come look over your shoulder?
Yeah.
I'm being
Oh,
so
yeah,
nosy.
No. That's all right.
Oh wow.
Crazy. So I said that was her house that she took over there. And
Okay.
that's where I stepped out on my porch.
Uh-huh.
When I heard it was 12YN78, I'm like, that's us.
That's you.
And I looked, and I saw it swirling at first. The pictures headed to the basement.
Yeah, I was just east of you guys on Y, watching just in horror. Like I'm out, observing these storms, but I knew it was going right through a neighborhood. So
You hear that, Brandon?
I think this
Yes.
is more of
Stood
a
in the
down.
driveway and watched
Yes.
it?
Because the door wouldn't shut. The garage door wouldn't shut.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You watched it in your driveway just right over here?
No,
Or-
I work
you-
for the county.
You work for the county, okay.
Yeah.
He was watching from the basement down there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
my
si- I was
brother
sitting
in
right
the
down here
orange
watching
shirt
it.
right
Uh-huh.
there.
Uh-huh.
He was watching it.
Okay, from right over
Trying to
here.
get in the house.
He was trying to get in the house.
Oh my
And he
goodness.
was punching in the code for the garage door, and it went up this far and then stopped, and it was in this circle right here, spinning. And trees were snapping and
Yes.
flying, and he was
Wait,
standing at the garage door trying to get in.
The door opened.
Did he take a video?
What
was he
I
thinking?
first said, "Did you get any pictures?" I said, "Mom, I was
Like-
going to die."
It's like, let's see the iPhone video, please. Oh, it's steamy out here
That's
now.
not that from the.
Never on the bucket. Oh, my little kids, after we got it from the basement, because they didn't know anything was going on. We were in a tornado, and they're running and jumping. They were thrilled. But they had no idea what was going on. So I told them, I said, I work at church now, and we've been without internet since Saturday. Our modem died. So our intern called and said, hey, you're home, stay home. There's weather coming our way. Wait till it passes. So with that, I brought up channel 3000 on my phone, started watching it. But thank goodness, because I don't know. Yeah.
All right, coming through this neighborhood one last time. Second line of storms has moved off. I'm gonna let it do that. We've got another little spud here just going up overhead, but I think that was probably the peak of the event there as far as, an MCV day. The storms go up and they yank up that vorticity, they rotate, they produce tornadoes, and then usually the environment gets cooked and you've got strong storms, but they're not really rotating as much anymore. So I think that's the part of the day we're in as storms move well off to my east. And I want to go back to my lake and unwind. Still be able to swim later today. And even before I thought I was going to chase today, we were talking about grilling steaks. So that's about to happen. Watched it coming right through here. This was basically where I decided, all right, we're gonna cut in front of it and film it from the east. It was coming right through these trees. You could hear it, see it right through this gap. And this is where Charlie and I were stopped. It's gonna be a little bit cooler now behind this system here, behind the front, but like I care. Let's go jump in the lake. Let's go have a cold drink. And let's finish up our last full evening of vacation. I can't freaking believe that happened. This is paradise. Gotta sneak around. It's 6:45. I saw tornadoes today. Grilling in paradise. Literally making dinner, grilling steaks, celebrating right after.
rare. Top tier to